And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the break. Hope you enjoyed the brutal OC as we have returned with a fresh best of 3. We are now here in the quarterfinals, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have our red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the purple Zerg player representing Team License to Kill from the land of Costa Rica. It is EON. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in. Again, unfortunately, there was a bit of a walkover in the bracket, exclamation mark B if you guys want to see yourselves, but Geralt is MIA. Geralt was supposed to play against EON in the round of 16, but Geralt is nowhere to be found, so there was a walkover. A bit of a feels bad, man. There is no Geralt in sight, but instead we can embrace this Zerg versus Terran. This also means that the lower half of the bracket is a little bit more up in the air. Geralt is, you know, a pretty regular finalist at this point. He does make deep runs in our weekly tournaments, and without Geralt, we may even not have a PvP finals. It's possible that we can avoid the PvP, Papi. It's crazy. I was also having a look at the bracket. It was Eva surrounded by Protoss. Like, there's Jumi, Rebellion, Arts, Exo Striker, Cristiano, Middle VK, F2. It's all Protoss. It's just a sea of Protoss up there. We have a Protoss confirmed for the finals, at least from the upper half of the bracket. What about the lower half, then? That's the question. We have some more diversity. We have Zerg players in Nikic and EON. We have Terran players in Nicoract and Future. We have a lone Protoss as well in Praetor, and was meant to be Geralt as well. So yeah, I appreciate that for the first time in years, Papi, we can avoid the PvP finals. It's crazy. It's wild. I appreciate it. So we'll see where this does take us. As for the time being, it's going to be a Hatchcast pool. Going to be settling into our early game here from the side of EON, going for a third base at the same time. Nicoract going for a Rax Expand. Nicoract, of course, is typically a very aggressive Terran player. He's very in your face, especially in the mid game. We'll see if EON can keep up with the aggression of Nicoract. As Reaper does move out, chipping away at that mineral line, going for the drone. Oh, does get a drone. One drone goes down. Drone does fall. EON is going to pull back. So far, so good. Doesn't quite delay the third base, but does get a worker kill back. At home, we do have a third CC before Starport. Very early third base here from Nicoract is going for a more economic opener. Pretty standard stuff here from Nicoract. Not being too aggressive, not being too out of the norm. He's gotten one drone kill so far, and he's going to get another. Second drone goes down. Oh, this is becoming a bit much. 2 worker kills so far. Also, my apologies. Predictions are open in the chat. I'm a little bit late on that, but they should be open. Upon hearing this message, I think they closed. But they are out there. As EON is going to be amassing Lings. That's actually a decent amount of Lings on the way for EON. Uh-oh. I mean, EON, he is known for aggression. He's known for his own assertiveness as well in these matchups. Is now going to be joining up, but did invest into quite a number of Lings. Chasing down that first Reaper. Reaper will fall, and the Lings, they do flood across the map. Now, this is not an all-in. EON is droning. EON is droning up behind us, but has invested quite heavily into these Lings. We have to make use of them. We have to gain some value here. So do head towards that natural. Hellions do race back. Lings, they hit the mineral line, and SCVs are going to be going down. The Hellions are busy. And the Hellions are pinned back. SCVs are falling. 6, 7 SCVs going to be going down, and we even catch a Hellion. Oh, just barely. A Hellion does fall. 8 SCV kills. A Mule as well. Denied mining time at the natural. Very nicely done. EON may have lost 2 drones, but we have more than made up for it. We have made up for it here. As back at home, EON has been droning up. Has been saturating his bases. Up to 42 workers. Lair is on the way as well. EON looking good. Looking solid. Now the question becomes, can he survive the counterattack? Because we have something to work with here. We have Hellions and Banshees. Lings are getting roasted. Hellions have now gained map control. Likewise, Banshee about to move out as well once we have the second Banshee and Cloaked. Nicoract will soon move out, and it's on EON here to be ready for that. Spores are on the way. We have a spore in each mineral line. Queens are amassing, but we only have 4 queens. The queen count is quite low. Without all those queens. Can we hold on? Can we survive the eventual move out from Nicoract? Meanwhile, a big shout out to M. Canning. Oh my god, the can man himself. God. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time. I'm assuming a ladder session. I know that M. Canning does, you know, play other games from time to time, or maybe just watch some Gordon Ramsay or some other Chinese cooking on YouTube. It's good stuff. So, hope you guys had a great stream. Hope you guys had a great time. Welcome everyone to Sparkling Tuna Cup. If you're curious, what the hell is the Sparkling Tuna Cup? Oh, it's right here. It's a tuna. It's the dog one, Bobby. It is our weekly open tournaments where we have players coming in from all around the world. We have some Koreans, we have some Europeans, we have some Latin Americans involved as well. If you're more of an NA fan, I mean, Future, the American Terran player, is also in the bracket. Likewise, we have EON representing Latino America from Costa Rica. And of course, you know, players from Europe and other portions of the world as well. Meanwhile, the Hellions do get into the mineral line. 4 drones are going to get roasted. Lings, they will be able to collapse on this. The Hellions do get cleaned up, but we get 6 drone kills. Not bad. Nicoract is getting some counter damage done, but will lose his map control back at home, building up towards Stim. And the Banshees are forced back as well. They weren't able to get too much done. Banshees will retreat. EON settling into Infestor production. Interesting. Oh, also, slash... shout out Boom Canning. We'll post. But Nicoract, he shuts down the initial Overlord. Is going to be supply blocking EON. Does get supply block for a moment. EON back at home, trying to settle into Ling Bane. Again, I appreciate the Infestors. It is a bit of a safety net here for EON, so in case Nicoract ever moves out with some drop play or with a committed push, we'll have some fungal growths to shut down the main army, to delay and to buy time for the Ling Bane. Not something you see too often, to be honest. Like, usually Infestors are paired with Roach Ravager, just because Roach Ravager lacks a lot of splash damage. You can be vulnerable. So, interesting move here out of EON. Rocks are being knocked down. 1-1 about to finish up. Bailing speed on the way. And EON even rushing into a Hive. The Hive is done. And we're going into Ultras already. Okay. 7-30 Ultra Cabin. Let's go. Ultra Cabin has been thrown down. This is a bold move, especially bearing in mind that EON doesn't have the best economy. Like, we're on 3-base saturation. We do need more drones. Ultras can be quite expensive. Here comes the first drop here of Nicoract. Moving out with 2 medevacs, 16 Marines. Clears up a lot of creep. EON does threaten the fungal growth. Drop rotating around. Does come across the 4th base. Creep has to be respread. Nicoract has arrived. He does stim in. Late reaction out of EON. He's not in position. We get the mineral line. 6 drones go down. And we pick up. We get the hell out of here. Again, EON not quite where he needs to be. Double drop into the main base. 6 drones go down so far. We might even get some of these Overlords. Overlords under fire. We get 1. Oh! The fungal a little bit too late. Connects with the medevacs, but not with the Marines. And Nicoract does get out of there. Does manage to escape. Likewise, Banshees, they hit the 4th base. No, there's no Spore. No Spore in position. Drones are going down. We're getting even more economic damage. We had 6 drone kills earlier. Now it's 8. 14 in total. Let out some Lings. Lost an Overlord. We have 2-2 on the way. Nicoract could be hiding here towards the backside of the main base. Ultras have arrived, but we'll see how effective they can be, as these are currently 1-1 Ultras. Highness plating is on the horizon, is almost done. Double drop hitting the natural. At the same time, Banshees, they hit the 4th. And we're pretty committed. We're pretty all in. We do catch a tank. The tank is going to go down. And it's all or nothing for EON. But that's going to be 3 tanks sieged up. And big volley's going to be going off. We do land a fungal. Massive connection. Fungals do connect, but where's the Ling Bane? It's purely Ultra. It's pure Ultra here at this point, but we do break through. GG gets called. And EON takes game number 1. Whew. Oh my god. GG. EON does take a lead. A very risky maneuver back at home 26 drone kills. EON had no economy, he was completely all in, but he barely caught the army, landed a beautiful fungal, was reinforcing, Ling Bane was trickling in from behind to support those ultras, and EON takes the lead. GG. Impressive stuff. GG, well played. I mean, Nicoract is the heavy favorite coming into this, which is why for EON to kind of start off with a win here, very impressive stuff. Very impressive out of EON. We'll see if he can if he can cause the upset, or if Nicoract can bring it back and force the ace match. Personally, I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping for a game 3. I do have faith here in Nicoract, but we'll see how this all does turn out as we're loading into Oceanborn as a second game. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes down to the series, looking to bounce back here and now to force the ace match. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the purple Zerg, representing Team License to Kill, leading the series 1-0. Uno más, one more is all he needs. It is EON. Let's go. Let us go. See the chat catching up. Hive before Bailiness. Alpha move. It was wild. It was a wild build. Wild Pappy. It was a 7-minute 30 Ultra Cavern. Insane. It worked. Did work out here. As you see EON going for a hatch gas pull, standard opener back at home for the time being from EON. And Nicoract opening up with a Rax expand. Oh. We go. See in the chat, Nicoract brought it on himself by doing any pressure early game. I mean, in a sense, Nicoract did force the all-in. True. He was kind of caught out of position, but at the same time, was able to get quite an amount of damage done there. Unfortunately, was not fully aware of just how committed EON was with those ultras as they were walking or waddling across the map. Regardless, we're going to be calming things down. Nicoract does confirm the hatch first. Is aware, and we can settle into a more back and forth, I'm sure. Here we go. Hand calm things down. And the question becomes, what is EON going to bring to the table here? I mean, rushing into that fast Hive and the fast ultras is not of the norm, not at all. I don't expect to see that 2 games in a row, but we'll see. We'll see what he brings this time. Reaper does dip in. Last game we got 2 drone kills early on. It's a lot to live up to. So far, Lings are keeping up. Third base has been thrown down for EON. Was not delayed. We do get a Ling. Not bad. Get 1 Ling kill. We get a second Ling as well. 2 Lings go down. The drone does morph into the Spore just in time to get the Spore trick. Oh! And we get a worker kill as well. Very nicely done here by Nicoract. Shaving off Lings, getting a drone, confirming the third base. Good start from our Terran player. And EON behind this is droning. It's just happily droning up. Last game we did invest into a Ling Flood. Nicoract is going for a 1-1-1. Okay, this time a much more assertive, a much more aggressive follow-up by Nicoract. Last game, if you remember, he went for a 3rd CC before Starport. This time, straight up 1-1-1 is going to be prioritizing that add-on swap into Banshees, into Hellions, into aggression. Oh boy. So Nicoract, he wants to try to kind of take control of the game early on. Wants to assert himself and set the pace. He wants to make sure that EON doesn't get any momentum. As once again, we did invest into quite an amount of Lings, and we are moving out. The same opener as we saw in game 1. If you recall, this did get, was it 6 SCVs and a Mule, if I recall correctly, and some Hellions, of course. Lings are moving out. This time, Nicoract, he's ready back at home. Is ready, is in position. Lings race in, but Nicoract, he's ready this time. Yeah, good positioning here. We do kite back. Lings, they come in for the surround. But the Hellions, they slip away. Yeah, and they're oiled up, Bappy. We cannot get a handle on them. Not a single Hellion goes down. And, ooh, that was a brutal trade. Looking at the lots, at the units lost here. 24 Lings. 24 Lings for nothing. For 0 units. Again, Nicoract, he's angry. He's upset. He's ready. He's ready to turn the tables on EON. Lings are shut down. Banshees are moving out. Hellions are topped up. And now we're going for our own push. We are getting ready for our own aggression. Back at home, we can see a Roach Warren has been thrown out for EON. Pretty early Roach Warren hidden behind the main base. So EON going to be settling into Roach play against Banshees. It's going to be difficult to pull off. Now what I love here is that the Hellions are kept back at home. Marines, they expose themselves catching an Overlord. Lings are baited out, and the Hellions, they're waiting for the Lings. Once again, they roast them up. Lings are being shut down. Nice control. Oh my... Nicoract, calm down. He pulls away the weakened Hellions, doesn't lose anything once again. He loses the Marines, but not much else. Banshee gets across the map. Ooh, did the Banshee go down? Oh no, it broke it. Banshee dips in, Spores in position. EON does defend. But EON has been bleeding out a lot of Lings. That's 37 Lings so far for 3 Marines and a Reaper. Aye, aye, aye. You do see Roaches amassing for EON. Nicoract still lying in wait, looking and hunting down more Lings. And is now moving out. Let's go. Nicoract will be moving out with his Hellions. Likewise, Banshees, they hit the third base from behind. They get a drone. And we're going for the mineral line. Oof. There are 2 Roaches in position. Nicoract doesn't like what he sees. He backs off. Rotating around. Yeah, more Roaches have arrived. And with this Roach count, the Hellions, they cannot break through. Across the map, we have a full wall off. We have Marines. The Ling run by shouldn't get much done. And Nicoract is in position. And this is what you mentioned, when you open up Roach like this, unfortunately Banshees, they're just the bane of your existence. They can shut down the Roaches real quick. And there's not many Queens. And the low Queen count is brutal. We get 1 Roach, we get a 2nd Roach as well. At the same time, Hellions, they fly past the Roaches, they go for a dive into the main. A risky maneuver out of Nicoract, and he's going to lose everything. He's going to lose all the Hellions at least, but the Banshees, they get work done. 5 drone kills. 5 extra drones go down, and here we go, Nicoract moving out. Behind this is not all in, he's got a 3rd CC that's about to finish up, but this 3rd CC is delayed. It's been a delayed 3rd, and we've been building up towards this moment with Stim, Combat Shields, 1-1 is done. This is a brutal 1-1 timing. And EON, he's in trouble. Back at home, Ravager goes down. His army is just being picked apart by the Banshees initially, and now here comes Nicoract. He stims on in. Yeah, no fear. He avoids the Biles tanks. They siege up. Oh, the Biles, they get some good damage. But the Roach Ravager just melts. Yeah, the Roach Ravager just melts before this Bio army. We shut it all down. We're going for the kill. We're going for the 3rd base. We're trickling with Lings, but the Lings, they're not going to do anything. Not here. Not anymore. And the hatchery will fall. We're going for the mineral line. We chase out the drones. Roaches are about to pop out. But Nicoract has too much. Again, he's angry. He's upset after what happened in Game 1. And he's here to force the ace match. He's here to make a series out of this. Pushing further towards the natural. And again, the Roach Ravager just cannot hold his own. Not against this army. GG gets called, and Nicoract will take game number 2, tying up the series. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Nicoract does have the series here. And again, showing us that Nicoract, he is good enough to respond, to adapt to his opponents. Again, Nicoract went for a much more aggressive opener and did not move out with the Hellions. Remember, he intentionally stayed at home. He was ready for the Ling run by. The Lings got 0 damage done. The Lings were completely shut down multiple times. And Nicoract, he was in control of this entire game. Very impressive stuff there out of Nicoract. And clearly, EON has to take a different approach. We need to see something different, something out of left field from EON if he wants to take it to Nicoract. This early Ling run by, it's just not paying off. Not anymore. We'll see. We'll see how EON now adapts to Nicoract. Ideally, we have that back and forth. We'll see as we're getting into the ace match. Are getting in. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our Red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes, tying up the series 1-1 and forcing this game 3. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the purple Zerg player representing Team License to Kill, being forced into game 3. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is EON. Here we go. No Banelings GG, I guess. Even if there were Banelings, it would have been GG. So for those that, if I didn't explain well enough, EON had bled out a lot of Lings and a lot of drones in the lead up to that push, because that ate into his overall economy, that ate into his overall army supply. Even the Roach Ravager was getting picked away at as well. Just Nicoract was all over EON throughout that game. And now we have a pull first. Okay, now we are switching things up. It's going to be a pull first out of EON. Pull first into the hatchery. And with this pull first, the idea is to hide the initial wave of Lings from the Reaper, is to avoid the Reaper, get across the map, delay the economy, and disrupt the opener of the Terran play. That is the goal. Is going to be the goal. As Nicoract comes in with the SCV Scout, does confirm the hatchery is delayed. So with this Worker Scout, Nicoract now knows to keep the Reaper back at home to be a little bit safer, to be a little bit more secure. Lings are on the way. Now what is scary about this build is that EON has the potential to throw down an early Roach Warren, so there's still a bit of pressure on Nicoract to figure out what exactly is going to be the follow-up. But the initial SCV is going to be forced back. Yeah, and because of this scout, Nicoract, he is ready back at home. Now, Nicoract did spot 2 of these Lings moving out. We have 4 Lings on the right-hand side as well. Nicoract, he's hunting down those Lings. Ooh, and he barely does miss them. He pulls back, though. Again, he's aware. He's aware that there are Lings on the map. He's looking for those Lings, and he will intercept. As he does race back. CC's on the way. And EON pulls away. He pulls away. Yeah, he pulls back as well. He's aware that Nicoract is back at home. I mean, he sees with the Overlord. He's fully aware of the Reaper position, so EON has to pull away, and back at home he's droning up. He's going to be droning. Now, we have stayed in gas. This is important. We have Link Speed on the way. We've stayed in gas. This fast gas income here from EON could be for a fast Lair, could be for a fast Roach Warren. We'll see what this gas is going to be spent on. As usually, we pull out. Usually, we would pull out of gas. Overlord gets away. Behind this, Nicoract opening up. He went for a safety bunker on the high ground. That's how scared Nicoract was. Oh my god. He's opening up 1-1-1. Once again, he's going for a delayed 3rd CC. He's opening up with that faster starport. Once again, much more aggressive. Does feel like Banshee play again. They are going for that add-on swap. Yeah, Tech Lab on the way for the add-on swap as well. Helium production has begun. And my eyes are still on EON. You can see we have 200 gas in the bank. That's a lot of gas. And what's it going to be for? Again, it has to be for something, as we're taking more... Oh my god, we're taking more gases. More gases on the way. And there it is. We're going for the Roach Warren. I believe this is going to be a hatch tech all-in. Otherwise, we would already see a lair. Like, we have the money for it. We'd already see a lair at this point. If we wanted to kind of go for like a Roach speed timing or something like that. But yeah, we're going to be massing up Roaches, Lings, Ravagers. We'll see if EON does drone up any further. But now we know what the gas is for. It's for these early Roaches. Meanwhile, back at home again, Nicoract's opening a Banshee like this. He's going to have quite an army to work with against those Roaches. But is it going to be enough? As Lings are amassing, Roaches are on the way. Again, no lair has begun. No drones whatsoever. It's an all-in. Oh, we get supply block though. Yeah, the scan does supply block EON. So we are massing up the army. Now, I think this is good for EON. Nicoract is the first to move out, which means this army is going to be a little bit vulnerable. The Hellions, I mean. Nicoract trying to get a read on what's going on, clearing up some creep. Ravagers are morphing in. Lings as well. And the goal here is to catch out this army and then send it across the map and break down the natural. Here we go. EON, he does pull the trigger, catching out the Hellions, trying to at least. And now we know. Now Nicoract knows what's going on. Bunkers on the way. We need as many bunkers. We have one on the way. We need a second bunker as well. We need to hold. We need to survive. We do need to survive. As EON races across the map, he beats the Hellions home. They do not get there in time. And that means we can file this down. Yeah, the wall is going to fall. We break into the natural base. Banshee has arrived, but the wall is wide open. And we're flooding in. Hellions, they try to race back. We shut down the Hellions. We're pushing in. The miles. They take down more depots. Now, these Banshees will eventually clean this up. But again, we were caught off guard. We were not ready for this whatsoever. The wall in the high ground, it's going to fall as well. And the Lings, they can flood in. The gates are open. EON, he's in the main. And the Banshees, they have a lot of work to do as we get on top of the Marines, we get on top of the SCVs, and EON, has he done it? Has he done? The upset is real. Boys are being pulled away. We are running out of Lings, but more Lings have arrived, and we're getting every single SCV, every single worker. Ay, ay, ay. Marines are doing what they can. Banshees are doing what they can. We get 28 SCV kills. We're on a bit of a move here, which means workers are living. Workers are surviving. But here we go. More reinforcements come in. They catch out the mules. Oof. They barely trickle into the mineral line, getting even more SCVs. These SCVs are so low. They're so low at this point, and we get another 33 worker kills. And back at home, EON, all he needs is spores and queens. Spores and queens, that's all we need to defend against the Banshee counterattack. As we're still not done. Finally, we're being cleaned up. We get 36 SCV kills, down to 9 workers. Barely an economy here for Nicoract. And we're still flooding Lings. we don't need to. We can just drone at this point. EON can just drone up and get a lair. And I mean, the lair's already done. Get a Hydra den, go like Ling Hydra. Or Ling Muta. Speaking of mutas, there it is, Spire. Okay, we have our answer. It is going to be the mutas. The wall is up. And we're actually throwing away some Lings here, but if we can break down that wall, it's going to be worth it. No, it's not worth it. It's not, oh god, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, but we break down the wall, but alas, that was how many Lings going down? That was 31. 31 Lings thrown away. EON, calm down. Needs to calm things down as we are droning up, taking our gases. Again, I'm still concerned about the lack of queens. We only have 3 queens. Only 3 queens, which means these Banshees, they can get some work done. They can pop off. Lack of queens is concerning. Banshees, they find a queen, they bring it down immediately. Only 3 queens left. Drones getting picked up. So this is good damage out of Nicoract, but mutas are on the horizon, and mutas should shut this down. Even going for the base, oh my god. Even going for the hatchery, queen getting dragged out. Ooh, goes down as well. And again, you can see the Banshees, they just bully this location with a low queen count. What can we do? As we're fighting another queen. Ooh, another queen barely survives. We barely get away. The hatchery under fire. And this base, it looks like it's going to go down as well. Oof. EON getting knocked down to 2 bases. The hatchery falls. We will clean this up. And we have mutas. The reality is we have how many mutas? 15. So EON may lose a hatchery, which was good damage for Nicoract. Very impressive what he was able to accomplish. We have Sin, we have 1-1, we have a lot of Marines. EON has to be careful. He cannot fight this not fragmented like this. He has to fight head on or just avoid the Marines. He's avoiding the Marines. Headed towards the main base. Turret is done. Ooh. But with the help of the turret, we won't be able to break the main base. We can break the natural. We got 4 SCVs. Nicoract does not turn around. Nicoract is to win this. Nicoract, he went down to 9 SCVs, but it may not matter. Do we have enough to survive? the 1-1 Marines. Like, these are insane upgrades here for Nicoract. He has 0-0 from the side of EON. Jordan's getting pulled away. EON, he has barely an army. He has 25 Lings. What are they going to do? Nothing. Again, we have to fight this together with the Mutas. But the Lings on their own, they cannot touch this. That's going to be another denial of the expansion. Nicoract, he stims into the main base. Spine Crawlers, they're not done. They're going to be denied. Boys are being pulled. Good stutter stepping here from Nicoract. A solid choke point as well. He picks up, he gets the hell out of here. Meanwhile, across the map, the Mutas, they did supply block Nicoract. Did pull off the supply block. The Marines are still not done. Roaches are amassing. Still a very tense moment. As EON is on one base economy, but it looks like with the help of the Mutas, we will shut this down. Yeah, we clean up the bio. We shut down the Mutas, sorry, we shut down the medevacs. Expensive losses for Nicoract. But with the help of mules, back at home, like, the economy's not too bad. It's still rough for the Terran, is what I will say. Yeah, as the medevacs are cleaned up, and we don't really have much of an army left standing. Only one medevac left. And EON, he holds. He holds, he gets back up to 2-base saturation. Can eventually retake that expansion. Well, the Mutas, they do take down the medevac. 11 Mutas. They have to respect the Marines. Yeah, we catch the SCVs. And Roaches have arrived. Now we have support. Now we have a buffer with the Roaches. We have some Lings for the Mineral Line. GG gets called. EON, he brings it all together, and EON will take the series 2-1 in an insane upset. GG. The NA ladder strikes back. GG, well played. What did I just watch? GG, well played. EON, he told me, he's like, I don't know what just happened. Like, I don't know what happened, Papi. I don't know. He let Papi take the wheel. He let him take the wheel, and with that, GG, well played. EON will take the series, will advance on into the next round. Very impressive stuff, and we have another series ready for us. We have another matchup. Just quickly catching up. Quickly catching up with what's going on. So congratulations to EON. My condolences to Nicoract. Honestly, Nicoract was Nicoract was favored. He was favored to make a deep run and to make it into the semifinals, if not make it to the grand finals. But EON is an animal. EON is chaotic, as you saw here in this series. EON makes no sense, and EON doesn't even know what happened. I'm talking to EON right now, and he's like, mate, I have no explanation. He's like, it's an EON classic, Papi. GG, well played. Congratulations. EON does take it. And with that, we are getting into our next series.